I think it's very relevant that we're talking about this with Mr. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Mr.
You know
Puff.
what I'm saying?
Oh God.
That is
Puff Daddy.
I don't know. There's one of two ways we can go about this. I want to give an acknowledgement before we get into it. I think there's a lot of stuff going around. Like niggas are saying, like, "Oh my God, this nigga's getting arrested just for being like too freaky," you know?
Yeah.
Like that is not why this nigga is about to be in jail for a very, very long time. He did serious crimes, bad person. Like, very serious allegations are being brought against him. So we get that out the way. There's some funny things we have to say. Now, 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
Have you seen the math online about how much it costs to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
No.
It's like an obscene amount of money that this nigga's spending on baby oil. Like, why did he have that much in one place?
I couldn't tell you, bro.
Gotta get oiled up.
For me, I know you want to hone in, but for me, I was like, but why is that the headline? And then
That's crazy.
And then I realized that the dude said it at the press conference, and I was like, oh, like this is really a thing. Like the freak offs and all that, like that is like the government term for what's going on now. Like these are things that are happening that they're honing in on. Like, yo, bro, why are you supporting this weird dude? You know what I mean?
Government documents do say freak offs. That is a real thing right now.
And to your point, I do think headlines like that, as funny as they are kind of the whole Diddy thing keeps getting misdirected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when it first came out, everyone was like so focused on the fact that he probably has had a lot of gay sex in his life. You know what I mean? That everyone was very locked in on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not the fact that he was an abuser and an assaulter, but just the fact that he was gay.
Right.
Or bi.
It's like that videotape from a few months ago disappeared, and now we're talking about other things that don't matter.
Yeah,
you know?
like, oh, he had all this baby oil, which is hilarious. But I do think, like you said, it's important to remember that this man, you know, is like trafficking people.
Yeah. I mean, it's just weird to see it's weird to see all the young like superstars that have like had these weird experiences with him, and then they come out and talk about it. Like obviously the most viral one originally was when Usher came out and talked about when he was like 13 and was like with Diddy at his mansion, and like that was the first time like he was kind of having like sexual experiences and seeing things like that, and Diddy was obviously like aware of what was happening to this like young kid. And then like the shit with Justin Bieber now.
Yeah.
Like the videos of them hanging out are fucking ridiculous. Like it's scary to think that this dude was really out here like just fucking with people when they really had no idea what was going on, you know? It's scary.
It's insane that some of this shit is happening like in our lives.
Yeah.
Like just the craziest thing. Like I was listening earlier today, Joe on the Joe Budden podcast talk about this situation, and he brought up Aaron Hernandez because that documentary is going around.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we're like living through some of the craziest like criminal experiences. Like there was really a tight end for the Patriots that was killing people. You know what I mean? We literally lived through this like Diddy freak off. Like these are like insane things.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think stuff like this has honestly been happening. I think that now we just have a means to talk about it more and bring it to light.
Yeah.
But like all of this evil shit has been going around, you know what I mean? Obviously like, the Aaron Hernandez shit, like CTE and shit like that. You know? Like, we now have knowledge and reason for why people are doing these things. But yeah.
We're not going to write off the murders for CTE.
No. Yeah, but like there's like logic behind, like, have you seen that nigga's brain?
No.
It's like, it's bruised, like destroyed, like it was deteriorating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was not a functioning human being from the time that nigga like was in like college.
Yeah.
You know? But regardless of him, it's interesting how the Diddy stuff too has affected so many other areas of music and have kind of been brought into those conversations, because obviously we know people have stepped down out of certain positions, and I don't want to put the Diddy stuff on them, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that that's fair at all or true at all. But I just think it's interesting that now people are looking for that now. And like really trying to figure out, okay, like now that we know that you were doing this, how deep did these connections go? Who was being affected by this? What people were being put in position by this? What people does he have dirt on? You know what I mean? Who are on these videotapes that he has?
Yeah.
Because I think it is serious. I think it's bigger than just music too. I think it's political figures, business people, like a very, very high stature. So I think some weird stuff is going to come of this whole situation. Honestly, I'm interested to see who's going to get caught up with him.
There's going to be a lot more because they hit him with a RICO.
Yeah,
he got a RICO.
The
so
Frico.
like, yeah, he got the FRICO. So I mean, it's not just going to be Diddy. You know, I think a lot of people will get indicted. I don't think the industry stepping down, being removed, everything that's been happening, I don't think that's tied to it because I think we see just something else going on in the industry. You know what I mean? That might also overall have some loose ties, but at the end of the day, the whole industry is being restructured right now, and I don't think that's has anything to do with Diddy.
I think there's a strong misunderstanding of how like the entertainment and music industry works, and I think that's what's driving maybe these conspiracies about like, oh, all these CEOs stepping down maybe has to do with Diddy. It really doesn't make sense. I mean, if you really study business and you study like the industry and how everything's moving, like there's a huge restructuring going on. So it's like, even though there might be loose ties, I really doubt that any of these people like care enough to like step down. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't. Maybe you don't feel the same way.
No, I do. I don't think that the stuff going on within music is all the way connected to Diddy. I just think that there are people in positions, both in, like I said, music and in other industries that are probably connected to him and have benefited from his relationships and might have been aware of some of the bad stuff that he was doing and let it slide. But I think everyone is kind of complacent. I think a lot of people probably knew about Diddy for a minute now and just weren't saying anything because he's very powerful. That's a very, very, very powerful, wealthy individual. So it's probably hard to go up against him, especially if you're not fully equipped. You know, it's weird. It's weird what he was getting off, but I don't know. The industry stuff is scary as well. Probably just as scary as what Diddy is doing, just because I feel like we're really seeing an attack now on just like black music, especially. I feel like it's not and like, no, I don't like how people are really hating on like the young, like the Ians and like those type of people, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't care what color you are, whatever, do whatever music you like, you know. But all these people stepping down now and getting out of positions, I feel like a lot of them are in black music, integral to black music, and then their artists might get kind of lost without their guidance and leadership, and then we're kind of going to become obsolete and pulled out the industry.
So maybe I'm not digging deep enough, but I want to expand on that. Like, I don't necessarily see it as an attack on black music directly. I think that what I'm seeing is that people feel as though black music, specifically hip hop and R&B, are not making as much money as they used to. And other genres like pop and country, and again, other genres outside of those specific genres, have basically absorbed enough of the cool factor or like
Exactly.
the musical,
Exactly.
what's it called? Like inspirations of black music, that they are rising to the top of the charts, and they're like, all right, cool, we'll just go
They
with
bled
this.
the genre dry.
Yeah.
They took everything
yeah.
from it, and I just feel like now these executives that came in really making their money off that, innovating that, are really getting put out of position now. They've been replaced. They're not as necessary.
For the listeners that might not know who we're talking about, I think Kevin Lyles, right, stepped
Yeah.
down from 300 Elektra. Julie Greenwald was replaced at Def Jam, or not at Def Jam, at Atlantic. Elliot Grange, the son of Lucien Grange, has been instated as the head of Atlantic. Next week it goes into effect, October 1st. That one is the biggest one, I think, because I think a lot of people have been talking about what's going on there, because I think he's just cleaning house. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it would be a really tough time to be an artist on one of these labels that's going through a major change. Because like you said, the people that you might be dedicated to that have like really championed you in the building might no longer be there right now.